India getting more protectionist as far as imposing import levy on a lot of products is concerned, including your palm tops, your laptops, and also camera phones. All of that is not going to augur well with a lot of countries, including the US, which has now come on record to say it's going to be harmful for a lot of companies.
So US is definitely not happy, and rightly so, because there are enough and more US companies, Dell for example, Apple for example, which are selling computers, tablets, phones, etc. in India. Dell not phones, but Apple even phones. So US companies are obviously unhappy with this precedent. But what has also happened, and staying with laptop import bans, I think what has also happened is that India's overall FDI inflow has also gone down, and laptops have been one of the major sort of points which have impacted FDI inflow into India. So US not happy there with India's stand on laptop import, and at the same time overall for Q1 April, May, June of this year, inflation numbers also seeing a fairly large decline as compared to last year. Though sequentially between Jan, Feb, March, which is Q4 of last financial year, and April, May, June, Q1 of this year, we've seen a little rise in FDI, but on a year-to-year basis, Amit has the numbers, FDI story in India not looking good at all.
Not looking good at all. Declined by as much as 35% on a year-on-year basis in the first quarter of this year.
34%.
Okay.
But it's slightly higher than what it was in the quarter previous to that. That's Q4 23. So computers, as Kartik mentioned, came down from 9.3 billion to a mere 968 million.
Okay.
Services from 8.7 billion to 2.5 billion. Trading, that is of course a part of the interest rate hikes, 4.792 million to a mere 525. Automobiles have come down almost by a quarter, by three times, from 1.9 billion to a mere 405 million. So these are the major sectors where the FDI has come down, partly because of the funding winter, partly because of the interest rates, and partly because of overall looming depression.
All right. So the only question that I have at this point, is this a cause of worry, Kartik?
Definitely. I think, you need investments to come into the country. You don't just need Indian companies to invest in India, you also need global companies to invest in India. Now, what has also happened, Shweta, in this whole run-up to FDI slowing down has been this question of angel tax, which we had discussed a few months back. This year in the budget, 1st Feb 2023, in the budget speech, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman had said that there is going to be imposition of angel tax. Now, there is a funding winter that Amit just spoke about, and we are seeing a slowdown of investments coming into Indian startups. But then this angel tax also impacts not just startups, but also impacts companies headquartered internationally, global brands who have a presence or who have an office in India. So there are countries and there is investment into India which has seen some sort of a dip when it comes to this angel tax issue also coming up. And add to that, of course, it's always a two-way street. If you're stopping exports, if you're making your imports, more difficult for exporters outside of India, and you add taxes on FDI, overall growth does get impacted. So, I think government will have to walk this tightrope right now on ensuring there is growth, there is equitable growth, there is growth, and yet manage inflation and yet manage the election season.
All right. It's going to be a tough call. Yes, Amit.
Last 2 years have been tough, but also let's see the years before that, there was a sizable jump in FDI. So probably that comparison is little difficult to meet. And two, I believe the term that was coined for India by the ex-president of the US is a tariff monster. That is probably true right now.
All right, lot of tariffs.
I would not
place.
agree with
call
Trump.
it monster.
on any count.
That was a term he had coined for India, probably.
Okay. Okay. Well, to each his own.